guys, welcome to stretching time. Let's go into a nice comfy turtle position to start with. So you can have those knees as wide as is comfortable, and then just bringing the forehead towards the floor. Just take a few breaths here, just relax everything down. Popping up a little bit, walk those hands out towards the right, and then windscreen wiper the feet in the same direction, and bring that bottom back towards the heels just to get a nice side stretch. Pop up again, walk the hands to the left, and feet to the left. Down for the stretch. Bringing everything back to the middle, popping up onto all fours. So you're aiming for those knees underneath the hips, hands beneath the shoulders, and then we're going to do some cat-cows. So, rounding the spine, and then coming back the other way. Really try to push the chest through the shoulders, and arching the back. You can exhale as you arch. Inhale to dip the back. Exhale as you arch. Really try to shine those rear headlights up the wall as well. Get full spinal movement. One more of those. Coming to neutral. Turn the hands so that the fingertips are facing towards the knees. You can tuck the toes as well if you like, get a bit of a stretch through the feet. And you can either just move backwards and forwards, getting some movements into the wrists and forearms, or do some little circles, or you can even carry on doing the cat-cow movement. Good. Fingers facing forwards again. Get back into your nice knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, stretching the right foot away towards the back wall, and then stretching the forehead towards the other side of the room, and then bring the knee in towards the face. Stretch out. Even stretch those toes out, space between the toes, and bringing back in. And you can inhale to stretch out, and exhale to bring in. Inhale out, exhale to bring in. One more. And then we're going to karate kick that foot out to the side, flexing the foot and hovering above the mat, and then just bring it down, place the foot on the mat. Okay, coming back, sitting up straight. You can bring the hands up above the head in the centre, breathe in, and then as you exhale, take your left hand either down to the mat or to the hip, and stretch that right arm up and over, coming back to the middle, breathing in, and coming to the other side, exhaling. Breathing in, exhale over to the left, breathe breathing into centre. Exhale to the right. Very nice. Then hands back down into a sort of plank hand position. Left arm is going to go underneath the right, and you're going to reach towards that right leg. Just bringing the head and shoulder down onto the floor. Try to get comfy as you can in this position and just take a few breaths here. Pushing through that right arm to untangle yourself. Bring the left arm back to the floor. And then stepping, oh no, almost missed one. Creeping the hands forwards, forwards, forwards. Try to bring the top of your head towards the mat. Or if you're a little bit more flexible, maybe the forehead or even the chin. Going into puppy dog, so the hips are staying right where they were to start with. Just trying to stretch that spine down towards the floor. Taking a couple of breaths. Then creeping those hands back in. Walkie, walkie, walkie. Right arm, no, right leg coming towards the right arm. And we're in a lizard position now. So we're going to try pushing the chest forwards and through, stretching that hip flexor of the rear leg. Then bringing the bottom back. You can bring this foot with you slightly and stretch out the hamstring as your chest goes towards the mat. Inhale as you come back to stretch that hip flexor, bringing the chest through. Exhale, back to the hamstring stretch. Inhale, hip flexor. Exhale, hamstring. Well done. Okay, so hands back into plank hands at the front. Right arm is going to come up towards the ceiling and circle back. That rear leg, going to lift it towards that hand. If you can't reach, if you can't touch the hand to the foot, just keep reaching. You'll get there eventually. Otherwise, grab the outside of the foot near the ankle and using the foot, push out to really stretch that shoulder outwards. Try to keep an even weight distributed between the foot, the knee and the hand that are on the floor. Well done. And gently release that foot down. Windscreen wiper that rear foot behind you at a right angle and come into a kind of combat base. So what you're trying to do here is find any really tight bits in the hips. So you're going to move from side to side, remembering still to breathe. Just work into any really tight areas you might have. Well done. Left hand down, bring that foot back round to the original position. Pop the toes down onto the mat, knee up off the mat, right arm towards the ceiling to get a spinal twist. Okay, next we'll step into a side plank, so bringing that right foot to meet the left, hips up towards the ceiling. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Circle that right arm to plank hands, turn into a plank, then either popping the knees down and lowering to the floor, or just come straight down, belly to the floor, untuck the feet, hands down by your sides. Rotate the thumbs up towards the ceiling so you open the chest up and lift those rear legs as well. Then just relax everything down. Tuck the toes, hands beneath the shoulders, and either from the knees, pushing up, or full push up into plank and into a downward dog. First downward dog, so you can pedal the feet, you can bend those knees, just move everything around, see if you can get some nice stretch going on. Okay, then we're going to bring the knees back down to the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Going to repeat that on the left side. So stretch the left toes out behind you, forehead towards the other wall, and then exhale to bring everything in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, bring everything in. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale in. Inhale out. Exhale in. Last one. Then karate kick that left foot out to the side. Flex and hover, flex and hover, flex and hover. Pop it down on the mat. And come up. Bringing the hands up above the head. Inhale. Then exhale over to the right, hand to the mat or the hip, and stretching the left arm over. Inhale back to centre. Exhale to the other side. Inhale to the centre. Exhale to the right. Inhale centre. Left arm to left leg. And back to centre. And then bringing the hands down, back to plank hands on the mat. So from there, bringing the right hand underneath the left and going back into that awkward stretch. So try to grab onto that left leg any way you can. Just take a couple of breaths here. Pushing down through that left hand, back to plank hands and into. So you might be able to go a little bit further than you did last time, but stretch those hands forward, trying to keep the hips in the same place. And breathe. And walk the hand back towards you. That left foot is coming to the side of the left hand. And we'll do the hip flexor and hamstring stretch again. So inhale to bring the chest through the shoulders. Exhale, moving the bottom back, stretching out that hamstring. Repeating. Inhale forwards. Exhale. Head down. Inhale forwards. Exhale back. Good. Stopping here. That left arm this time is going to circle up towards the ceiling, reaching for that back foot. If you can, grab the outside of the ankle and using that foot to really help open the shoulder. Couple of breaths. Gently let go of that foot and windscreen wiper it at a right angle so it's underneath your bottom. And then we're just going to work side to side, moving into any tight areas in the hips and remembering to breathe. And then hands back down, moving that rear foot back, popping up onto the toes, and left arm is stretching towards the ceiling for the spinal twist. Okay, remember from here, we're going to move into side plank. So bringing that left foot round to meet the right, hips up towards the ceiling. Left arm down to plank hands and round into full plank. Again, you can bring the knees to the mat first or just lower that tummy down, untuck the toes, arms straight by the sides, rotate those thumbs towards the ceiling, lifting the back feet, and relax down. Bringing the hands back underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, either by the knees or straight up to push up. Okay, pushing back into downward dog. It's fine to have the knees bent in a downward dog, just pushing that bottom backwards and up. Then we're going to move into some spinal rolls. So, coming up onto the toes, rolling into a plank position. And then, from there, roll through the spine, up on those toes, and back into a downward dog. Repeating that, up onto the toes, rolling into plank, pushing back into a downward dog. We'll do this one more time. Really trying to think of a wave moving through the spine. And back. Well done. And then coming back into a plank position. You're going to move up onto your right fingertips, down onto the elbow, left fingertips, left elbow. So put the right hand down, left hand down. This time left fingertips, left elbow, right fingertips, right elbow. And back up. Repeat that again. We're just trying to keep that core stable, not have too much swaying. Last time. Good. Back into plank. Then from plank, going to lower down so the belly's on the floor. And last skydiver, hands down by your sides, bringing those feet up, rotating so the thumbs face towards the ceiling. And this time, if you want to, you can actually grab the ankles, flex those feet, and use the legs to help you a little bit. Really try to squeeze the knees, push the feet out, open that chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower, release the feet, bring the hands under the forehead, just relax. Tucking those toes, hands underneath the shoulders, either via knees or just push up into plank, and going into downward dog. So from here, either stepping the feet up towards the hands or bend the knees, look forwards, maybe try a little float, jump those feet and come into a squat. So in your squat, just come as low as you can, maybe wiggle from side to side, getting into those tight hips. If you want to, you can push the elbows to the inside of the knees, maybe have a little prayer position, have a nice wiggle. Okay, and then from there, if you need to use your hands, reach back, just use those for support, but working towards just sitting the bottom down and then placing the soles of the feet on the floor, hands just behind the hips, fingers facing forwards. Reverse tabletop, so pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. Get a nice stretch through those shoulders. Then bring the bottom down just to the floor, or if you want to, back through into an L-sit and repeat. Hips towards the ceiling and back down into your L-sit or towards the floor. One more time. And back down. And then just place the bottom down where it's comfy. I'm going to scoot forward a little bit. So, lifting the feet off the floor, keeping the knees bent. If you want to, you can straighten the legs, but try to keep the shoulder blades engaged so your chest comes forward as you go into high boat pose. From here, lower down into low boat, and then come back up, engaging those shoulder blades into high boat. And again, low boat, high boat, one more time, low boat, high boat. Well done. Lowering those legs, reach the hands up and over behind you, reach the legs up, and depending on how your neck's feeling, you can come into plough or upside down guard. So just don't put any strain on the neck if it's sore. So you can just stay wherever it is comfortable, or reaching those feet towards the floor. Just going to stay here for a few breaths. And then slowly unwind yourselves. We're going to come into a squat position with as little momentum as possible. So forward into your squat. And then just place those knees on the floor. I'm going to shuffle back a little bit. From here, nearly done, promise. Keep those toes tucked. Knees just about under the hips. And reaching the right arm towards the right heel, ankle, or just towards that foot. Bringing the left arm up and over. It's kind of a side bend, back stretch, rolled into one. Coming back up, we're going to switch sides. So left arm towards left leg, right arm up and over. And one more time on each side. Last one. And untucking the toes, sit that bottom down on the heels, and you're done.